At the lowest, or basic, level of project management maturity, organizations do not have well-developed project management practices. The project management maturity models consistently describe organizations at level 1 as using ad hoc practices for the following project management process groups: planning, executing, and controlling. Organizations at a basic maturity level do not have documented, standard practices for planning projects. When the need for a major project arises, the team might develop an implementation plan, which could include a scope statement and work breakdown structure. The plan might also include milestones and deliverables, as well as resource needs. In a contrast, when a lesser project is needed, the team typically does not develop a plan. In fact, a team may not even be formally appointed. After the need for the project is identified, individuals who have the time and interest might work on the project at intervals. In such cases, progress is slow and rarely results in the project's completion. At a basic level, organizations' approach executing a project plan is lax. Although an implementation plan might exist, work might not be officially assigned to employees. If they complete project-related work, their progress is not measured, and the quality of their work is not tracked. Essentially, the organization does not formally document any aspect of project execution. Employees generate project status reports only when expressly asked for them. Even then, managers and other executives typically request status updates only for major projects. Similar to planning and executing, an organization's processes for controlling project changes are non-existent or inconsistently applied at a basic maturity level. Changes are typically made as needed with little control, and they are usually not implemented uniformly even within the same project. If a team has been appointed, the members may sometimes make changes without approval from the project manager. At a basic level, project teams and project managers infrequently document what changes are made, how they are made, and what results from the changes produce. For example, suppose that a project team adds work to the scope, increasing the cost to complete the project. Executives may not know why the project is over budget, without supporting documentation. One reason documentation is sparse is the organization lacks a project tracking system. They do not have a formal means of collecting, assimilating, and organizing project information. Project managers have their own processes and tools for planning and implementing projects. Sometimes they may share information with each other, such as best practices and templates. In addition, organizations at a basic level do not integrate their projects. Each managed independently of the others. The competition for scarce resources is high, and project managers frequently struggle with functional department managers of the personnel they need. The lack of documented, uniformly applied processes, coupled with the lack of integration among projects, results in a high failure rate for projects. When called on for assistance, the project office staff can help with project schedule development or troubleshooting. However, with such a small staff, the project office cannot fill mentoring or training functions. Organizations at a basic level of maturity do not typically have standard project management templates and tools. In some cases, employees develop their own templates for scope statements and work breakdown structures as they gain experience with projects. The result is that several templates and tools are used, but they might not be the most efficient or appropriate for completing projects. Organizations at a basic maturity level have a high project failure rate due to low executive involvement. Although executives might have a basic understanding of project management, they have not mandated its use across the organization. Without executive direction, project managers continue to use their individual approaches to managing projects. In addition, executives only sporadically request status reports, usually for the organization's major projects. Their main concerns relate to cost and time, but sometimes extend to quality. At this basic level of maturity, however, the executives may still be trying to define quality standards. Without such standards, quality is subjective and variable. The executives may also need to appoint a team to evaluate which project tracking software is best suited to the organization. Once a software is selected, it is important for the executives to allow time for employees to learn how to use it. Executives should also promote the use of communication tools, such as regular status and performance reports. As part of this promotion, executives should require the development of standards for using such tools to ensure that information is circulated. Another obstacle is a lack of consistent documentation. At a basic maturity level, organizations typically do not have standards for what information should be documented and how. The result is that documentation occurs on a case-by-case basis. It is incongruent and cannot be readily used to identify processes that work well and could be standardized.